There was some iPhone footage of Elon Musk at a Mar-a-Lago event that I want to show to you. It is really telling to me. Short, maybe at first listen, isn't the most notable thing, but to me, says a lot. Proves what all this Elon Musk, Trumpy stuff is about, or how it's justified in the head of someone like Elon Musk and MAGA. So what you're going to hear in this clip is someone saying, I guess that's Trump standing right behind Elon, is someone saying, where is the George Soros of the right? I'll explain what that means if you aren't familiar. And then Elon Musk goes, me, with raising his hand, okay? While you're watching this, click the subscribe button if you haven't yet. We are very, very close to 1 million subscribers. So all the people who normally watch the show on a daily basis, who aren't subscribed based on our YouTube analytics, subscribe today. Boom, we cross over it and then some, which would be awesome. Thank you all. I understand we're in difficult times, but it's important that we continue getting the word out.
Where is the George Soros of the right? Where do we find who will never give up on the great promise of America, and in walks Elon Musk. So God bless you, Elon, and we're so grateful.
Where is the George Soros of the right? And Elon Musk raises his hand. Now, Republicans Against Trump, the account on X, said, I thought George Soros' involvement in politics was supposed to be a bad thing. And before getting on to other Elon Musk related things, that's exactly right. This proves exactly why Elon Musk thinks he can act in such suspicious, concerning ways in the interest of Donald Trump. Because they have these conspiracy theories that George Soros, who's a billionaire, who happens to be liberal, and so donates to liberal causes and liberal candidates. Now, there is a lot of anti-Semitism that wraps up because George Soros is Jewish in the extent of these conspiracy theories. But some Republicans just use him as an example of a wealthy person exerting influence. Except the strange thing that raises red flags is they bring up George Soros often when he has nothing to do with what they're talking about. No, he's funding all of the evil things and he's doing everything. He's controlling everyone. So you see how that gets anti-Semitic very fast. He's the deep state, elitist cabal, globalist. And they say that's the epitome of evil, is him wanting to destroy the country from within. And then the question gets asked, and with pride, Elon Musk says, I want to be the George Soros of the right. And so while they're wrong in their assessment about George Soros, they actually, in so many ways, use their misunderstanding of the other side to justify actual crazy stuff on their side. It's okay for us to try to steal an election back in 2020 when Trump tried to do so with the fraudulent slate of electors, because the liberals were stealing the election, but we weren't, and those claims have been so thoroughly debunked. It's okay for us to engage in violence because it's the left who disproportionately engages in violence. Opposite based on the stats. And then with this, let me run this through your head, okay? Imagine George Soros purchased Twitter before the 2024 election, okay? That by itself would have MAGA brains. So he purchases Twitter, and then he uses it to help Kamala Harris. He specifically tries to censor stories that are harmful to Harris's campaign, leverages his platform in the interest of Harris, overtly and publicly and transparently, and then drops $1 million a day to try to buy voters, tries to encourage people to sign a petition so that the Harris campaign can have their information so they can target them to go out and vote in a way that some election experts have deemed to be illegal. And then imagine if Soros was reportedly having conversations during this time with, I'll flip around the countries, with a Ukrainian official, and We don't know what those talks were about. What do you think MAGA would say? The election's stolen by George Soros. What I just described to you, if you flip around George Soros for Elon Musk, Kamala Harris for Donald Trump, and Ukraine for Russia, is exactly what Elon Musk has engaged in. And we still understand the election was legitimate. And actually, the Russia-Ukraine example is not perfectly analogous, because Russia has actually attempted to help Trump through election schemes. So it's even more sus that Elon Musk was talking with Putin officials. But again, we still respect the legitimacy of the election because we like democracy that much. When y'all don't have any of that, when George Soros doesn't do any of that, when Democratic billionaires don't do any of that, y'all still claim the election was stolen. When you don't have any evidence of fraud, widespread fraud, outcome determinative fraud, democratic schemes of fraud. And that is so hypocritical. And it proves exactly how they justify in their head doing the immoral things they're doing. It's because they first start by blaming the other side. Oh, George Soros does all these things, a lot of which that he doesn't. So now Elon Musk needs to come in as the billionaire and do it for us. Here's a segment on Elon Musk that Lawrence O'Donnell did.
He is seen in public. And so today, with Elon Musk tagging along at Donald Trump's meeting with House Republicans, Donald Trump trotted Elon Musk into that room to show House Republicans two things. One, the richest person in the world is on my side. The richest person in the world can help you or hurt you, depending on how helpful you are to me. But here's the other thing. The richest person in the world is not the most powerful person in the world. That was Donald Trump's message to the House of Representatives today, spoken and unspoken. And what he said out loud about Elon Musk, just to demonstrate his power over Elon Musk publicly, just to humiliate Elon Musk, as Donald Trump must do, as Donald Trump's twisted psyche demands that he do. Donald Trump told all Republican House members, quote, Elon won't go home. I can't get rid of him. And everyone laughed at that. They laughed that uncomfortable laugh. But they laugh when Donald Trump makes a joke about someone on his team, a joke that everyone knows is true, a joke that paints that person as pathetic, as Donald Trump's personal sense of superiority demands that he do. Donald Trump's jealousy of Elon Musk's wealth must eat away at him every second he has to look at the richest person in the world. But
I hadn't thought of that, by the way, with the comment Trump made. Very interesting. But to wrap on the Elon Musk thing, the irrationality of MAGA's Trump vote cannot be overstated. They want someone, oh my gosh, they want someone who's going to drain the swamp and advocate on behalf of the regular folk against those wealthy elites. So let's get the most rich person in the world and another billionaire to go do that for us. It's not that billionaires and wealthy folks can't have the correct positions on policies. They can. And they can do things that reflect that in their governance if they're in power. But it's that the two they chose have no record of such interests. And most likely what we're going to see is, while being destructive in a lot of very personal ways, like the Matt Gaetz nomination that gets at Trump's hatred for the DOJ because it dared to hold him legally accountable, you'll see those vindictive, retribution-oriented actions happening for sure. It's not that we'll have just a eventless Trump administration and tax cuts, but probably one of the major economic quote-unquote achievements of Trump will be again doing what he did last time which is in a historic fashion shoveling wealth towards wealthy folks, disproportionately putting money in their pocket instead of yours. And the person that they chose to put in power makes so obvious that's his interest. Trump and Elon Musk, what do you think they'll do? Make themselves richer or you? But great job. Now you have a George Soros of your own that does worse things than George Soros has ever even imagined doing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Get the bonus show. Become a member by clicking that join button below.